Hello, everybody, and welcome back, Frank. What's up, Frank? How you doing? So,
I'm still tired.
yeah, that's cool. Like I said to you like a couple minutes ago, I was like, oh, we were just like worried because we hadn't heard from you, but you're good, and that's good, and so we're all happy. So cool. Thanks for waking up and jumping right on. That's some dedication. Super appreciated. Fun side story that has nothing to do with the stream for 2 seconds. Last night I was playing Dark Souls, and I got raided by Frank Castle, and so I was playing with Braylon, and we were like, Frank Castle. I bet that's Frank. That's funny. That's probably Frank. But it turns out it was actually a hacker that like completely destroyed my character and like gave me all these curses and everything. And I was like, nope, not Frank, not Frank. Of course. All right, just got to catch you up with what had happened this past hour. Last campaign we kind of talked about the checklist or whatever that we needed to get together to make the plot move forward. But the session had actually ended with Ollie and Rick's characters bumping into Rockwell having a meeting. So they were being approached by two of the people. They attacked them. They were able to defeat the two people. However, now C-Sec is flying in. So Cattle is running at Entree's request. Cattle is like booking and getting out of there and actually got away. Entree is staying behind. The bodies kind of like pushed together, acting like she's handling the situation authoritatively. Well, she is handling it authoritatively. We'll see how that plays out. And Cattle had just sent a message to the two of you guys being like, shit's going down. And Entree also sent like a little message over to you guys. Or at least over to Cattle. So you are aware of the fact that there's some C-Sec chatter going on. You can easily pick that up on like the radios or tune into like whatever broadcast is happening on the ExoNet and see like terrorist activity on is this blah blah blah, and human because the two guards that were hired were humans. It's like human aggressors on the Presidium. It's like one of those things happening. So all right,
has to be a race.
I mean, that's just how it works, right? So, let's go to you, Entree.
Everyone's a racist.
Their C-Sec officers are moving in. The way that the cars come in, so the flying vehicles have, obviously they can be piloted by driving, but they also have like an autopilot mode. So as the three vehicles come closer, because they kind of like the one that was moving the fastest, hung back enough that they can watch the situation but wait for immediate reinforcements to join them. So as the vehicle comes in, that actually switches to like an autopilot mode that takes over the landing of the vehicle. The officer, there's two of the cars have one officer, one of the cars has two officers in it, open up. So the doors open up much like how you would imagine a door opens up in modern day like modern day cars opening forward, but like a little platform slides out as well. So they actually step out onto the platform, and the door acts as like a shield for them to hide behind as they are approaching the cars, like auto landing for them, giving them immediate cover, but also slightly off the ground by about 3 meters, so they can get down or get up get down safely if need be. So that's like how they're approaching and doing like a semi-surrounding you. But at the same time, you can kind of see off to the side, there's another C-Sec officer that's making their way over onto a roof and climbing up. And you're like, oh shit, they're getting a sniper in place. This isn't the good thing. So that's all happening. You are doing what? You'd pile the bodies together, got the weapons aside.
I'm standing there waiting.
Okay.
I've got no weapons out. I got nothing going on. My armor stays looking like armor. Actually, I would change it to be more Asari colors. I don't know what the color of the Asari flag is. Probably lilac.
Blue. Bluish purple.
Bluish purple, something like. But yeah.
All right, cool. So you
I would wait patiently.
Okay. So as you're clearly not being an aggressor. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean shit because every Asari is a biotic, and so if you're a powerful one, you can like crush things. So they're not stupid. So as they eventually start to they approach, you can hear one of the C-Sec officers calls over to the other C-Sec officer. They're speaking in like a C-Sec code, like they actually call out like a code, like code 32185. And so you can actually roll me a no intelligence check for that, but I'm actually giving you a +1 because of your formal training.
Yeah, there's a chance I just know that. Nah.
Unfortunately, you don't know what that means, but you can see that as they say that, they're all like switching clips over in their weapons. So like they're like switching something out.
Silencing bullets.
Yeah, silence you quickly. No, so they kind of like switching things over. After they all seem situated and you're still standing there calmly, one of them actually calls out to you. They say, "Drop your weapons."
I just motion to the floor, and then I would take off the weapons. I have all of them on me because I can all the time, so I guess I would. But I'd put them in like a different pile.
Yeah, of course. Lay them by your feet as opposed to on the ground over there. I gotcha. Your Omni Blade, so your
Comes
Omni
off.
tool. Yeah, you're just gonna like literally remove your Omni tool.
No, the Omni tool, it's like a lightsaber hilt on
I
it.
know.
I would take that bit off.
Okay, so you
I
actually
wouldn't take
remove
the
that.
whole Omni tool
Cool.
off.
So actually take
Unless
that
they
off.
ask me to specifically, I guess.
Nope, they do not.
Yeah.
So you do that, and when you do that and you seem to be cooperating, one of the officers jumps off of the car and starts moving forward. And as they're walking towards you, you can roll me a perception wisdom check.
He's got a grenade. He's got a thermal detonator.
You hear like chatter happening in like it coming from the speaker that he has near his ear. More or less, something's being said in his ear. He like just gives a nod, like a slight nod, and
Police, there's always like a
you just couldn't
What?
understand what was said.
yeah, it's never words.
Yeah, especially when it comes from Scotland Yard. You know, you have to those accents. You know, so you he approaches you with the gun out, and he's like, "What happened here? What's going on?" And he's openly aiming a weapon at you.
I kind of like look at it, and I give him like a disappointed mum look. That as an Asari, even though I'm a young one, I can do it. I'm just like, I'm an Asari huntress from Nevos. These were my quarry. Well, in fact, the person we were most interested in got away, but these were his bodyguards who went after us.
You know there are restrictions against doing hunts on the Presidium or the Citadel in general.
As always, in need of a greater good, the restriction must be waived.
I imagine you have all of your paperwork in order saying that these are, in fact, marks of yours.
I will nod, assuming that it is being done. Well, I'll nod, but then I'll say, well, the mark we were truly hunting did get away. I can offer you a sketch, perhaps maybe a snapshot if my Omni Blade was working correctly. Or Omni Tool.
We'll get all the information we need from you down at CSEC. He does motion for he does motion to the fact that he has cuffs with him, and sees like how you react. Okay, he will put his gun away. He'll pull out the cuffs, and he does cuff you, and he will lead you over to his vehicle, which again autopilots itself down to the ground so he can get you in. He does put the hand on the head to help you get a nice and easy.
I get the full experience.
Yeah, the full experience. Hand on the head to help you in. So get you inside the vehicle.
What race was this guy? This is important.
He is Torian.
I mean, I was assuming.
Yep.
But,
Yep. This point in time in Mass Effect history, human CSEC officers.
One, right?
There are human CSEC officers. There are,
yeah.
but they're like brand new to CSEC. They're barely known. It's not like flash forward 15 years and they run CSEC. You know what I mean? So there are barely any human CSEC
in my
officers.
mind, he was either a Turian or for some reason a Drell. Doesn't make sense because there's like 1,000 Drell that aren't on their homeworld, but still.
So out of the CSEC officers that came to arrest you, 3 of them are Turian, 1 of them was an Asari. Okay. So there weren't any Solarians there. And so he arrests you and he brings you back to wherever it is. So as he's driving off with you and things go, you hear chatter on the radio saying it is again another Torian voice. and it's in Torian, but you can understand the words saying, it seems as though everything's been handled. And he's like, yep, absolutely, Garrus. Thanks for the backup. It seems as though there may have been another one involved. If you can take to the crowds and see if you can find out where the other one went. And you hear a response saying affirmative. And they kind of, they end the radio chatter. And you're being delivered over to CSEC offices. Cattle! Where do you go after you, kind of escape? After you
yes,
launch?
I am also still here.
Yeah. So you run away.
Yeah, I think we left off with me contacting the number of the handler that was passed to me by Entree.
Okay. So you are going to pass it to... You want to contact them directly, or do you want one of the other ones to do it?
I will do so directly.
Okay, sure. So as you're making... do you head straight back to the ship, or are you going to kind of not head there yet?
No.
Okay. So you're going to continue making your distance, obviously get to a place where you feel as though you're a bit safer, maybe even remove yourself from the Presidium, and you're going to make that contact. So you do allow the connection to happen, and so it's almost like a Skype call or a video chat, and so the connection goes to the other person, and when the person appears to you, they actually appear very fuzzy, you can't make out the details of their features, but you can clearly tell a person answered the phone, and they're very obviously sorry. And so they answer the phone saying, "Who is this, and how did you get this number?"
This is Cattle Olan. This number was given to me by Entree, and we were in a bit of trouble, and she suggested that I contact this number.
So the Cattle, I'm very familiar with who you are. What has happened?
I imagine you are. We ran into some people of the. I imagine you're up to date.
This has to do with the Presidium, then.
Yes.
And Asari was being approached last I heard on the extranet. I didn't think it would be her. Has she been arrested?
I am unsure. She told me to get clear of this scenario and contact this number, which is what I'm doing now.
She sends to you a wire, an account number, and says, use this to pay her bail.
Okay. I will go and do that then.
I will speak with her later. Okay.
All right.
So where do you go from here?
I'm gonna go in a very roundabout way. I'm gonna mosey around a little bit because they're gonna be looking for someone kind of looking like me. So I'll just leisurely make my way over to CSEC.
Mm-hmm.
Give them some time to at least put her in, process her as an inmate, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. So you burn a few hours. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I'll try to bail her out.
Do you fill in Winnie or Cracks at all about what's going on?
Yeah, I would have sent them a short message Entree might be in CSEC custody. I'm gonna go and bail her out. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Is this a Code Pink situation?
It's definitely colored. It's definitely colored.
What does that mean?
Might be green.
Not Code Pink, probably Code Green.
I'll hold it up to Cracks and be like, what does this mean? Do I get my gun?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I think Krax is just sitting on a box right now, playing his DS. It just goes, I don't know.
Cracks, actually, could you roll me a connect check?
Sure. Could I, get on? Damn it. Sorry, I'm not prepared.
How
Is it
dare you?
It was a very long party night last night.
Mm-hmm.
Connect intelligence or
Connect charisma.
not strength?
No. Sadly, it's a failure. Okay, so nope, nothing for you. Erin, you can also roll a connect check, but for you, you're gonna get a -2 because you're a suit rat.
That is racist.
That is very racist.
In space,
Scott.
everyone's a
What
racist.
attribute am I
face.
rolling, Scott?
Charisma as well. Oh, you actually rolled well.
Good.
So that means that you actually have a friend within CSEC. So as for exactly what their job is, whether that can help you necessarily in this situation, doesn't really
They're a
matter.
programmer.
You have a friend in.
She has programmer friends.
You have somebody that works down and like they handle like they literally just kind of check the clipboard as things come and go. That's all they do, and make coffee. No, so you have a friend down in CSEC, so you do have somebody that you can speak to if you want to. Okay, Cracks would have known more of a knee cracker, skull breaker, kind of skull crusher, kind of a CSEC
I
officer.
would actually reach out to that person. I would just ask if they were there, if Andre was there,
Okay,
if
sure.
they could check for me.
Yep. They get back to you shortly afterwards and tell you that she's actually just been processed for right now. What she's been arrested for, what's on file, is terrorist activities, hunting. What is it? Assault, attempted murder, hunting on the Presidium, bounty hunting without a license, bounty hunting without a permit.
Unlawful discharge of biotic
Like,
abilities.
it's like all these. It's like a list of different things that have happened. So it's like
public indecency.
it's like 30 or some odd things. But on the bright side, there is no resisting of arrest, so that's not thrown on there.
Good.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. Because you always get that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can be like, oh, I'd be more than happy to come with you. And you always get resisting arrest. It just happens. So,
This is bullshit.
Probably because she's in a sorry, to be honest.
Hey, Cracks. Andre has been arrested.
Hey, it's about
Hello?
time. Did you say who she's joining?
What?
that was good.
I'm gonna hand him like the list of charges. Like, I don't know how to respond. There you go.
He takes it and he's just like scrolling through. It's just like
You also think it's weird that there's no resisting arrest? You always resist arrest. so you always get that charge.
yeah, but I've never officially been charged.
Yeah.
So Krax is like, oh no, this doesn't seem right. We gotta go to the station.
No, please don't.
Should I reach out?
go to the station. Roll on
Krax thinks about it.
You guys do have permits to carry on the on the Citadel. You don't have to worry about like is it illegal. You can open carry.
In that case, Krax says always.
Yeah. So, getting a permit to carry a weapon is actually super easy, with the exception of a few planets. It's like almost everybody has the ability to carry a weapon in this intergalactic society. I mean, you can't have a society with like, super war races and not have something like that. Otherwise, they'd just be like, how about we just kill you and make our own rules instead, So, anyway, so yeah, you guys do make your way to the CSEC. Because of the fact that Cattle is kind of like dragging his feet getting there, I'm actually going to say that you guys can kind of show up around the same time. If you want to reach out to one another, you can actually coordinate to show up at the same time. It's up to you entirely.
Can I tell that they're moving towards CSEC?
I mean, not unless I tell you. It's not like you have tracers on them that they know about on stream. Side conversations are a different thing.
They would get a ping when they're close. That they really don't need to. That I can handle this. Just
Cracks,
please don't complicate things any further than it has to be.
If that's what the message
Say
says,
don't do
separate
it.
message.
I was like,
If that's
you
what the
say
message
don't
says,
do it, so we don't have to.
but if the message only says, please don't complicate things further than they have to.
Oh no,
just gonna read it
I
and
said
keep
you
going.
don't have to go there. Don't complicate things any further. I know, I have to be
you're
very
just
straightforward
being,
with the trope.
Never there
It's not
did you say
straightforward at all.
don't show up. Yeah, you
Yeah.
never said
Yeah.
don't
You
go.
said you don't have to.
Yeah. That's
What
So
is the
Crax
test?
is just gonna.
You don't have to. Don't complicate things. It's fine. I mean, we'll just
gonna-
go and help.
It's like you gotta
Crax
pay the
gets
bill.
Another one. Just it literally.
Oh,
just
whoa! That's a meta. That's a meta. That's a meta. So it's like somebody goes to pay the bill, and like you don't have to pay the bill, but you're like,
Yeah,
I
it's like,
insist.
Oh, I get it. I understand what this is.
Yeah.
And Crash just keeps going. He doesn't respond to the message.
It's the polite. You don't have
have
to.
to.
Exactly.
You don't
So,
have to complicate things.
When you
It's
will just
okay.
follow cracks.
On Wednesday mornings, Erin doesn't have to make me coffee, but I'm not going to complain every week.
It's how characters survive.
So moving on, funny. So moving on, you guys make your way to the C-Sec. So I'm actually going to say that you guys kind of go walking into C-Sec, and because he dilly-dallied, he's going to see you guys walking in before he walks in. So he's going to like see you kind of like get into the elevator and drop down as he's like approaching the elevator. So he can get there like almost a minute later. If you choose to hustle, you get there quicker, but I know you're trying to be like low-key, Cattle. So just show up a minute later.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I notice them actually going in, I will specifically ping them. Do not inquire about entree. Period. Let me handle this.
So as you guys are going down the C-Sec elevator, standing next to a C-Sec officer that happens to be going there too, you say, "Do not ask about entree." Blah, blah, blah. Luckily, as I had said beforehand, the holographic aspect of your Omni tools is something that only you can see. You can see your hologram, so other people can't read your messages, which is actually a really cool feature of it. Nobody's looking over your shoulder to see like, "Hey, baby, want to hook up tonight?" And you're like, "Oh."
You can look at lewds whenever you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might have a sound,
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them gifts, space gifts.
Yeah. NSFW, right? So you make your way down the elevator and into the place. Do you guys wait for Cattle, or do you go up to the waiting bench? Not the waiting bench. My apologies. The
Waiting desk.
Yeah, waiting desk. Thank you.
Is Cattle in sight?
Not safe. For
I'm a
C-Sec.
minute
That's the
behind you,
question.
so probably not very long.
He's up the elevator still, so he's not in sight right now.
Crax is going to go to the whatchamacallit,
Mhm.
the secretary at the desk,
Yep.
the officer on
It's
duty
an
for
officer.
that.
Yep. So you go walking up to them. The officer on duty is actually a Hanar. So as you go approaching, you hear kind of like the, "Hello. This one would like to offer you a greeting to the C-Sec offices. How is it that this one may be of service?"
Crax didn't think this all the way through, so he just like blank stares at the Hanar, and then turns to Winnie.
Hi, we're looking for our friend. She was arrested.
I will check the database to see if there were any Quarian. Sorry, this one will check the database to see if any Quarian were brought in.
No, she was an Asari.
Was.
Now it's the Hanar. Oh my god, it's a character change.
This one is curious if the Asari has a name.
Yeah, Entree.
Entree. Does Entree have a second name? This one will check the
Have
database.
second names?
I imagine they have more than just that. So you
Find any in lore? That's why I didn't give her one.
that'd be a fun Google search because I honestly don't know that about
I
lore.
don't think they do,
And like,
but they might. But you know what? I bet they do. They probably introduce themselves and then be like daughter of blank.
yeah, that's very
Monterey
true.
doesn't do that.
Because they're like a strong, like how we used to
That's
like a
probably what
strong
they do.
patriarchal, like
And it
several
would
hundred
probably
years ago.
become like what country is that where basically that's what your last name is? It's your mum's name.
How about everywhere in the Babylonian era and afterwards for a long time? Because I'm John,
makes
son of
sense.
Smith.
And also Hispanic culture.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Because they happen
probably what they do. But Entree. It's
So-
probably like all one thing.
So you guys are so he checks the database and pulls up the information and says, this one has found the entree. Unfortunately, she has been charged with certain charges that make it so she's indisposed until after processing has completed. If you would like to take a seat at the bench over there, I imagine it will only take several hours.
Grex looks at
Okay.
Winnie and just, pulls out his DS and goes to sit down.
Cattle, you walk in and see that they're having a conversation with the Hanar behind the counter.